The next question is from Ashley Wick.
Ashley Wick from 9 News. Mr Taylor, what would be your plan to get wages moving now?
So the single most important thing we can do to get wages moving is continue to have a strong economy and ensure that we've got the sort of productivity outcomes that we need, that we know historically over a long period of time, the Productivity Commission tells us this all the time, have driven wages. But the other way to put more money in people's pockets is to have lower taxes. And, you know, that it's after-tax income that people are interested in. That's what you take home, that's what you spend, that's what you save, that's what you use to buy a house, to pay for your kids' education, whatever it is you want to do with it. And it's that after-tax income that really counts. And that's why we firmly believe that now is the right time to be pursuing and getting putting in place the stage 3 tax cuts, making sure Australians know up to $200,000 they're getting up to 70 cents or more than 70 cents in the dollar, at least. That certainty that we can give them is so important, and that gives them the after-tax real wage increase that we want to see, alongside what we think the market can deliver if we continue to drive those long-term policies that give us the economic growth we all want to see.
The next question is from Ben Westcott.
Hello, Shadow Treasurer. Ben Westcott from Bloomberg. Thank you for your speech. One thing you've mentioned a lot during the speech was the need for more supply of gas, and in response to questions here. But the final edition of government figures at the end of your time as Energy Minister showed gas production stalling over coming years. Why didn't you put more gas supply into the system to avert a crisis like this? And is it fair to criticise the Labor government when your government couldn't do it?
Well, those forecasts had been, which are put out by on a regular basis, I think every year at least, every 6 months, that give those updates, had been showing for years that there were shortages, and for years we'd managed to deliver. Now, the point about this is that this isn't set and forget. You've got to stay right on it. And I saw this time and time again. That's why I did a deal with the New South Wales government to get the 90 petajoules of gas going into the system. That's why we put in place a number of initiatives that would help gas get to market through the pipeline capacity we need. That's why we had a focus on getting more gas storages in place. A number of those initiatives have been taken away by the Labor government. And they are initiatives that we pursued for many years. So this is something that no government is ever going to find easy, but can be done. And the truth is we did do it. And that's why you did see that significant reduction in gas prices. But there is no doubt that if you let your foot off the accelerator on this one, you're going to see shortages. And the shortages won't just have an impact on gas prices, they'll have an impact on electricity prices.
Sorry, you said you did do it, but according to these government figures, the gas production had stalled, so essentially you didn't do it. I mean, how can you criticise the Labor government when these figures show a stalling in gas production?
Well, they were forecasts you were talking about. Yes. I'm talking about the actuals, what actually was delivered. What that gave us is a warning that we needed to keep the foot on the accelerator. And so we kept the foot on the accelerator. I tell you what we didn't do is demonise the gas industry. You can't ask an industry to do what you need it to do and then demonise it in the same sentence. But that's what we're seeing from the Labor government. Enormous division within their ranks about this, by the way, and that's part of the problem. You've got to give confidence to investors, to business owners, that you can work with them, you see them as part of the solution and not part of the problem, and that's what we did. And that's why we did deliver on those outcomes that I described earlier on.